Hello, this is Mark. I work at one of the Apple retail store and do one thing at first before we go any further. I just want you to know one thing. To be perfectly honest, actually, I wanted to make an audio programs. So when you play my clips on YouTube, you don't have to keep watching on my face all the time. Okay, you can just leave my clips plays like when you were listening to audio programs. Okay, today I'm going to discuss with you about the Mac Pro. Okay, I'm not going to talk about the specifications of the Mac Pros because the specification of the Mac Pro is available throughout the internet, which you can check by yourself on the Apple websites. Okay, today I'm going to discuss with you about whether or not you should pick the Mac Pros or the iMac. What's the difference? Why you have to go for the Mac Pro? What will be the most important considerations why people go for the Mac Pro? I mean, rather than going for the iMac. So the point is this. Mac Pro is the most expandable Mac ever in the world. Because in general, if you go for the Mac Mini, MacBooks or iMac, they won't allow you to change the graphic card. And in general, you cannot increase the hard drive unless you have to sacrifice the existing hard drive inside the machine. Are you with me so far? That means you bought a MacBook, you want to change your hard drive, you have to sacrifice the hard drive inside, you're going to change for a new one. Okay? And you might have to lose the warranty for the existing hard drive inside that. Like, I put Hitachi hard drive in my MacBooks, and some days ago, it's like my hard drive went to be broken. And then, that hard drive will not be covered by the existing warranty because that's not the hard drive from Apple, it's Hitachi. So I might have to open up the enclosure and take the hard drive out and go to Hitachi like service centers. That's how we do the things. Okay? So in terms of the primary part is why people go for the Mac Pro, because it's the most expandable Mac. It's the most configurable Mac. Okay? But now you have to think carefully, because concerning the very expensive price of the Mac Pros, Mac Pro doesn't come with anything. You got the bulky tower of the Mac Pro, of the processor, of the CPU. Also you got the regular long keyboard with hard wire, USB wire, and also you got the regular mouse, not the magic mouse. Okay, this is very, very important. Because the Mac Pro doesn't come with the screen, you have to find for yourself. Okay, let's compare briefly about the Mac Pros and the iMac. In terms of the processor, nowadays Mac Pro use, I think, one of the fastest processor in the world, which is called the 8-core Intel Xeon processor. Whereas the top of the line iMac, the custom to other ones, you got the Intel Core i7. Okay, and for the RAMs, Mac Pro in general, the Mac Pro is now available in two configurations, the lower one and the higher one. The lower one, you got 4 slots for the RAM, and the higher one, you got 8 slots. That means for the Mac Pro, you can increase the RAMs up to 32 gigs. Okay, that means 4 times 8. Okay, but whereas the iMac has 4 slots, iMac allows you to increase the RAM up to 16 gigs. That would be 4 times 4. You got what I mean? Are you with me so far? So, finished about the RAMs. We're going to discuss about the hard drive. The hard drive for the iMac, you can go up only one hard drive, 2 terabytes. But for the Mac Pro, it has 4 bays for the hard drive. That means it can carry up to 4 hard drive inside the units, up to 8 terabytes. And lastly, the Mac Pro has 4 PCI Express slots. That means you can insert 4 NVIDIA GT series graphics inside one Mac Pro, whereas the iMac can carry only 1 graphic card and you cannot change the cards. That's the point. So the thing is, you might have to ask yourself if you really need that expansion capability, because in general, in terms of the hard drive, don't forget the iMac has the port called 5-wire 800 port on the back. Okay, so even though you have only 1 terabyte inside the unit, but you got a chance to increase or hook your iMac up to an external storage, which is an external hard drive. So you got your chance for that. It's very important. But lastly, Mac Pro still got something that's slightly more superior as compared to the iMac. Like, you know, Mac Pro is allowed to insert any Blu-ray drives, whereas the iMac won't support that unless you hook up to an external Blu-ray driver. Okay, this is very, very important. And also, lots of people who seems concerned about the iMac screen, because there were a number of rumors and controversies throughout another website about the flickers or yellow screens conditions that happens to the iMac 27 screen. But you really want, if you really want to buy something very expensive, very good monitors like lazy one, very expensive one, top of the line one, I would suggest you to go for the Mac Pro. Okay, I think you should, you know what? If you really want to get something in terms of the overall specifications, you don't have to listen to my clips. You can go to the Apple website and check by yourself. But at least the thing, I think you might got something from my clips today is, now I have helped you to make the right decision whether you're going to need the iMac or the Mac Pro. That's it. Okay? Because I think compared to the iMac, Mac Pro is more expensive compared to the units per unit, and the Mac Pro doesn't have the screen. Okay? And forget about the Mac Mini, because the Mac Mini used the MacBook Pro's motherboard. This is Apple's secret. So because the Mac Mini is not a desktop, it's a laptop computer. So I'm not going to talk about the Mac Mini today. So this is very important. Okay? So firstly, ask yourself, in terms of processor, would that be fine? In terms of the RAMs, because iMac allowed to increase RAM up to 16 gigs. So the hard drive for the iMac allowed to hook your iMac up to an external storage, but the Mac Pro allowed to insert 4 hard drive inside because it has 4 bays for the hard drive. And lastly, the graphic card. So I think the most important consideration should not be the hard drive, should not be the processor, should not be the RAM, should not be the expansion, should not be the port, it should be the graphic card. So if you want to play around with the graphic card, because some graphic card is very expensive, some graphic cards in the world, if you buy that graphic card, the price for the graphic card is more expensive compared to the price of the Mac Pro. Okay, so the conclusion for today is Mac Pro is the most expandable, okay, the most configurable Macs in the world. But concerning the price, it's extremely expensive. It's the top of the line, it's the most expensive. Now the choice is yours, whether to go for the Mac Pro or the iMac. There is nothing hard and nothing sophisticated about getting your Mac Pro to work. It's very easy because Apple made computer for human. Okay, they didn't make computers just for alien or some genius or doctor. No. Anybody can use Mac Pro. Anybody can insert RAMs or graphic cards or hard drive into the Mac Pro. Okay, but it's depending on you whether to use the Mac Pros or the iMac. Hopefully you got something, okay? I don't want to mix something that's like a piece of trash and you got nothing. Thanks for watching.